In the winter of 1949, in a quiet suburban home in Mount Rainier, Maryland, a 14-year-old boy named Ronald, referred to in reports as Roland Doe to protect his identity, began experiencing disturbing events shortly after the death of his beloved aunt. She had been the one who introduced him to a Ouija board, a game Ronald believed was harmless. After her death, Ronald continued using the board alone. He believed he was still speaking to her. At first, the disturbances were subtle. The family began hearing dripping sounds inside the walls, as if water were leaking through pipes that did not exist. At night, scratching noises echoed from behind the bedroom walls like fingernails clawing desperately to get out. Then objects began to move. Chairs slid across the floor when no one was near them. Drawers opened on their own. One night, the disturbances took a horrifying turn. Ronald's parents entered his bedroom and froze. Their son was no longer lying normally on the bed. His body was twisted into an unnatural position. His head was turned at an impossible angle. Terrified, they rushed to restrain him. When the episode ended, Ronald claimed to remember nothing. That was when they realized something was seriously wrong. From that moment on, the activity centered entirely on the boy. Soon after, something more disturbing happened. Dark red scratch-like marks began forming on the walls of Ronald's bedroom. Hell? Evil. No one touched the wall. There was no tool. No explanation. The family watched in horror as the words formed before their eyes. By morning, exhausted and terrified, the family went straight to the church. They went to a priest and explained everything. At first, the priest was skeptical. But after witnessing strange occurrences himself, he became convinced this was not a medical condition. The church authorized a series of rituals.
The first exorcism.
Priests gathered in Ronald's bedroom, praying softly as holy water was sprinkled around the room. Low growls escaped his mouth. His breathing became heavy and uneven. The priests ended the ritual early, believing the disturbance had only begun.
The second exorcism.
The second exorcism was far more violent. As prayers were read aloud, Ronald screamed, arching unnaturally. Witnesses reported hearing voices layered over his own, angry, mocking, and filled with hatred. The walls shook. Furniture slid across the floor. Scratch marks appeared again, carving into the walls as if something unseen was fighting back. The priests realized this was no ordinary case. The rituals were intensified.
The final exorcism.
The final exorcism took place after weeks of torment. The room was filled with prayers, chants, and holy symbols. As the ritual reached its peak, Ronald reportedly cried out in a voice that was not his own. The room fell into chaos. Then suddenly everything stopped. Ronald collapsed onto the bed. The air felt still, silent. After a long moment, he opened his eyes and spoke in his normal voice. "It's gone." From that moment on, the disturbances ceased completely. No more moving objects. No more scratching on the walls. No more violent episodes. The demon was gone. Some say evil never truly leaves, it only waits.